Good morning is it good afternoon yet? Yeah, it might be in some places. It's good morning here. Hello everyone. Happy Friday. I hope that you are all having a wonderful day so far. Today I am coming on to talk about tics. There are a lot of people out there that tics come with ADHD, but also with ADHD medication, it can really exacerbate it. You're probably wondering what we can do to help our children that have them. And if you are, then tune in because that's what we're going to chat about today. Now, one question that has come up a lot recently for me is about tics. And since it's come up so often, I decided to go ahead and hop on here live to answer it. So just in case there are others of you who are wondering the same thing, because I know it can be quite common. So if you're ready to dive in, whether you're listening live or via the replay, let me know in the comments if you're ready by typing "I'm ready." I want to make sure that people can actually see this. The Facebook algorithm and all the algorithms of the social media platforms, they don't show all these videos to everyone, even if they're in the group. And so the more that people comment, the more people get to actually see it. So let's get started. Now, I've actually worked with several families who have had children with tics, and some of them have so much success that the tics have completely gone away. One of our clients named Rebecca just sent me the sweetest message a few weeks ago, and I'd love to read it to you. So Rebecca said, "We got our official ADHD diagnosis from the neuropsychologist today, but I am so happy to say that so many of the symptoms that I had reported just 3 months ago when he went to his first assessment appointment are already gone. Our son has not had any facial tics, vocal tics, self-harm, so hitting his head, negative self-talk, anger outbursts since making all of the recommended dietary changes and starting the protocol. The doctor did not recommend any additional professional intervention and said diet, exercise, extracurriculars, and rest were the best way to treat his ADHD. What we already knew from this program. He even said we were nominated for the Parents of the Year award. Thank you so much. We are beyond hopeful and grateful today." I just had to read it. Seriously amazing. And I honestly don't share it to brag or to toot my own horn here. But if any of you are listening today and feeling like there's nothing you can do, I wanted to read that to show you that there is hope. Things can improve. I tend to find my clients that when we really work to reduce inflammation in the body, it greatly helps the tics. I've had so many families that the tics have disappeared, and I have a lot of families who work with me whose kids' tics have them when they first start, and then when we can reduce the inflammation, the tics, or like with Rebecca, they completely go away through reducing that inflammation in the body. So that begs the question, how do you reduce inflammation in the body? So I'm going to hit on that right now, if that's okay with you. So one thing I teach every family I work with is that diet is the foundation of everything that we do. And I know that you've probably heard me say this over and over again, but Rebecca is a perfect example of how that works. If our diet isn't good, we can never function at our best. Now, a lot of people don't realize there is a huge connection between our gut health and every other single process that goes on in our body. So if we are not feeding and looking after our guts, then our bodies will not be able to function at their best either. I often think of it like this, and I've said this before, so you probably heard me say it. When you are building a house, a solid foundation isn't optional. It's a necessity. If you don't have a solid foundation, that house isn't going to be very strong. And it's the same way with our body. Diet is our foundation. If our diet is poor, we can never function at our best. And that's true for us as adults and true for our children. Now, because of this, when I work with families, the first issue I address is diet. I encourage families to remove some of the most common inflammatory foods from their diets and replace these foods with healthier alternatives and more whole foods. That is where I would suggest you start in this process for anyone. Now, beginning to cut out those 3 most inflammatory foods: gluten, dairy, and soy. And I know that that can seem really overwhelming, but what I always tell my clients is that Rome wasn't built in a day, and you don't have to cut everything all out at once. Begin by changing breakfast, then snacks, then lunches, then dinner, or whatever order works for you and your family. Or you could begin by changing 1 meal a week and then slowly adjust them all until they're all changed. The important thing is to go slow so it's not too overwhelming for you. So that's what I would suggest first. This is the first step in reducing inflammation in the body. Now, is this going to work 100% of the time to take away tics, for example? For some, maybe. For others, it might take digging a little deeper. Sometimes in probably about 50% of the families I work with, once we really change their diet, many of the symptoms go away. But for about 50% of the other families, we have to dig a little bit deeper. Sorry, I'm doing all these movements. We have to dig a little bit deeper through functional lab testing. So I'm going to pop a link in the comments of a video where I talk more about functional lab testing. So I want to invite you to check that out if you're interested in learning more about functional lab testing and how it can really help children with ADHD and tics. I also want to pop a link into the comments for my free masterclass where I offer to families who are just getting started in this journey to reduce inflammation naturally, because that is all what it's about. This free class walks you through the exact steps my family took to help reduce my son's ADHD symptoms naturally, and the exact steps I help all the other families out there take as well. So check that out. Let me know if you've got any questions. But if you want to reduce tics, reduce inflammation, and you will be amazed at the changes. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you are feeling a little bit more hopeful that it is possible to find relief from tics and other challenging symptoms. So hang in there. You've totally got this. And as always, let me know if I can further support you. That's it for today. Take care. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.